Hi, today on Milo's workshop, I'm going to be reviewing some Diablo Saw Blades, given to me by my good friend Mr. Hilty. As you might notice in this video, there is no sound, and that is because we forgot to turn on the microphone during filming. But luckily, this is the solution. So the three saw blades on the right or the left are the metal cutting blades, and the two on the right are the general purpose blade and the wood blade. The wood blade is the one with the really big teeth. And so yeah. Now I am going to be showing you my materials. Well, first I'm obviously going to be showing you the teeth of the blade. But yeah. Okay. So here are the materials. So first, back there is the tin, which I cut with a thin metal blade. Right there is the piece of pipe, which I cut with the medium metal blade. And right there is the railroad spike, which I cut with the thick metal blade. Right there is the PVC pipe for the general purpose blade. Right there is the piece of wood for the wood blade and the general purpose blade. And right there is the piece of branch for the wood blade. Oh, and that is the piece of nail-embedded wood, which I have enhanced with a piece of steel to test if these saw blades really are better than the rest. And that is Gary, which is our cat. Okay, so that is the saw I'm going to be cutting them with. First, they have to put in the blade. I'm gonna cut the wood first. Also, I'm going to be wearing safety glasses, which is always a good idea when you're using a reciprocating saw, because let me tell you, there have been far too many times that I have gotten wood and sawdust in my eyes simply for not wearing safety glasses. Nice and tight. Let's get going. Okay, so as you can see, this wood blade is actually performing pretty well. It's kind of average, but it's better than my Milwaukee blades. I'll say that much. So I would give the wood blade a really good thumbs up rating on that. And here I am cutting the piece of branch with the wood blade. Yeah, the branch was cut really easily. Like I'm going to be showing you later. The blade cut the branch just about as well as my chainsaw, if not better, which is right there. Okay, and here I am cutting the nail-embedded wood. It's been sped up because the general purpose blade did terribly on the nail-embedded wood. Granted, I did screw a piece of steel to the top, but still, for such a high quality and high rated saw blade, it really didn't perform that well. On the wood it did a lot better though, just saying. Oh man, still took a long time. Okay, and here I am cutting this piece of sheet metal. And be glad you can't hear it, because it was so loud that we almost had to shut off the video and get ear protection for the audience. Okay, and you can kind of get a sense for how loud it was just by how much the sheet metal is vibrating. My hands got such a massage doing that with all the vibration. It's just crazy. That part was so loud. Hurt my ears. It was like louder than a chainsaw. But on the other hand, this blade did cut the sheet metal very well, and I mean, you might be able to replace tin snips with that blade, but you would also have to get some ear protection. Okay, here is the PVC pipe being cut by the general purpose blade, which actually performed very well, better than my Milwaukee general purpose blade of the same length. So here I am cutting the piece of 2x4, which the general purpose blade actually did a pretty poor job on the 2x4. And I was actually a little bit surprised, because my Milwaukee general purpose blade can cut 2x4 just as well as the dedicated wood blade that I reviewed a few minutes ago. So I was actually kind of surprised, and we were actually like it cut that wood so slow. We were actually considering not even putting it at regular speed, like speeding it up. Okay, and here is the piece of pipe being cut. The medium metal blade actually cut the pipe pretty well, better than tin snips or anything else that you could use to cut. So I would give that blade a thumbs up rating. And this is the thick metal blade. This is the thick metal blade. It will be now tested if it can cut this railroad spike. And as you can see, the railroad spike is pretty thick. Granted, it's rusty, but still about half an inch thick, I'd say. So that's actually even more than that blade is rated for. So let's see how it cuts. I was actually kind of surprised at how fast that blade cut through the railroad spike. I've never had a blade that can cut that sort of metal that fast. In these tests, the railroad spike, I guess, could be compared to rebar in the thickness. So you could basically assume that that blade will cut rebar just as quickly as it cut the railroad spike. So here we are. We're almost through. Almost through. Yeah. There we go. Oh, yep. There she is. So yeah, that blade cut through the thing very fast. I was quite impressed with it. I think I'm gonna make that end piece into a necklace. Okay, so as a general, just some basic ratings on these. Most of the metal blades did very well, except for the thin metal, which was noisy, so it was kind of my fault. Okay, and the general purpose blade was probably the worst blade I reviewed. I mean, you can't expect a general purpose blade to do everything the best, but still, it wasn't as good as my Milwaukee ones. The wood blade that I reviewed, it was very good, especially in the branch, which granted was rotten, but oh well. And now I would like to show you this shelf I built, which I forgot to show you in the last video. And this is my friend Elias to the left who helped me build it. Oh yeah, so we basically just did 2x4s and scrap lumber, a lot of pallet wood, and so doing that was basically free. Also, it's about as strong as a bunk bed, so you can sit on it, stand on it, anything. And finally, I would like to say thank you to all my viewers who were watching. Bye.
Please, can we watch it again?